Hey, what's up, everybody? Good Friday afternoon. Coach Nandy here, and this is a special daylight edition of Nandy After Dark. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I definitely do appreciate it. I'm not going to do a roll call today. Hi, Miss Linda. I'm not going to do a roll call today, just in the interest of time. We do have a special guest waiting in our virtual green room, and she's all mic'd up and ready to talk to us. The other day, hi, Miss Marvette. The other day we talked about, you guys know we talk about a lot of different things. Oh, the backdrop behind me, that's a picture of the average colon. We talk about a lot of things on our page, on our platform. And one of the things we were talking about the other day was that, can you guys hear me okay? I think so, but I just want to make sure. One of the things we talked about the other day was, getting colonics and the importance of getting your colon cleansed and cleaned and all that stuff. I spoke to it as much as I could with the limited information that I know about it, just generic information. But I promised you guys that I would reach out to a professional, to a specialist, to a nice facility to come on and talk to us about it, tell us what to expect, what the process is, the benefits are, etc. And then next week I will be going to this facility and taking you all along with me for the ride to get colon hydrotherapy. So um, let's see. You guys make sure that you hit the like, the heart, the smiley face, the share button. I would definitely appreciate it. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to make sure before we bring our guest on. Hi, Miss Little. Um, Let me do a quick disclaimer. Okay. Don't get blocked. You know, I don't want to block you. I love you all. You can hear me. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for letting me know that. No stickers, bells, alarms, whistles. I like to keep the page clean. You all already know this. No influencer names. We don't do that over here. This has been the rule from day one. You guys know this. And then no BS. All right. We do have a special guest today. I don't have to tell you all to behave because you all are a seasoned, mature, intelligent lot. But definitely any questions that you have about colon hydrotherapy and colonics and all that stuff, write them in the comments so that our specialist, her name is Lexi, can answer them for us today. All right. She's all ready to go. So we're going to keep this super clean. A quick disclaimer, everything's allegedly that we talk about. If we start talking about Grandpappy and Little Scrappy, we don't discriminate over here. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, etc. We're non-discriminatory. And then finally, the most important piece of this, which we normally breeze by when we're not doing Clinic Corner, is hold harmless. All right. So anything you hear on here today from Lexi or myself as it pertains to anything medical or clinical, this, I'm letting you know there's a hold harmless clause. If you do something and you have unfavorable results, don't come back on the platform, acting cray cray. All right. There's my hold harmless clause for our Clinic Corner. All right. We finally got to use it. We haven't used it in such a long time. Okay. So let me take this down. And without further ado, I will bring on our specialist today. I'll let her tell you about her background and what she does and what she specializes in. And then we'll start talking about what to expect from getting your colon clean. All right. Miss Lexi.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for making time to come onto our platform. We really appreciate it. So I want to be respectful of your time. So if you would tell us a little bit about your background and what you do, we would appreciate that.
Sure. I actually started training to be a colon hydrotherapist in 2007. I had moved from Georgia out to Arizona to go to the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. I had before that been traveling in Mexico, and I got really, really sick. I'd been on a 4-month trip through Mexico, and somehow I knew inside of my soul that this was my path to learn my way through. So I came back to the States. I was still pretty sick, but decided to move to Arizona by myself anyway. And immediately became friends with lots of students of naturopathic medicine and herbalists. And I was very experimental in those days. But I'm telling you, the first colon hydrotherapist that I met, she could hear my story. And she was like, you were in Mexico. You've been sick for a year now. Since then, you have like an infestation of something. Something is really far off. So It took a few years to get my body rebalanced, but I knew when my first colonic happened that this was my life's work. I knew it was my path. So I studied for 3 years in Arizona. Then I moved to Costa Rica for 6 years and had beautiful children and a beautiful life. And I've been back in Atlanta for 5 years and practicing colon hydrotherapy full time. I
Okay.
have a certification in functional nutrition. I really love to dive deep into gut health, and I'm very good at attracting people who have like ongoing chronic issues like bloating, gassiness, cramping,
Right.
IBS. I don't even believe that IBS is a diagnosis at all. It's just a name for a whole realm of symptoms that
Right.
probably get figured out if we just rebalance the digestive system.
Right. Like
Passion-
COPD.
Yes.
COPD is a catch-all, like
Yeah.
IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah,
That
like something's irritating your bowels. Like that's why I came to you. I already know
right.
that. Let's figure out what it is.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
awesome. That is awesome. So that's a great background and a great backstory. Appreciate that. How long have you been doing uh hydrotherapy
About
for the colon?
years,
How many?
7 or 8 years.
7 to 8 years. Okay, awesome.
Try to hold.
That is great. So if you wouldn't mind just jumping right in and letting us know what a colonic is, what is hydrotherapy for the colon? What is that? What it entails, from soup to nuts, that will be very helpful.
Well, that's kind of what it looks like in here when things start moving soup and nuts. So
Ba-dum-bum. I love
it's
it.
it's gentle therapy, but we just use warm water entering through the anus, up and through the rectum, expanding into the large intestine, and gently start to loosen up and remove old waste. People come in with all kinds of ideas of, 7 to 25 pounds of stored stool. And yes, that is a possibility. It's not likely the case, though,
Mhm.
although more of the population is constipated than whatever you would ever believe. You know, people come in and I say, well, why, what brought you in today? Are you constipated? Are you having, any gut issues? No, 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 I'm fine. And then they start talking, well, I wake up every day and I start off fine, but by the end of the day, I'm bloated and I only go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm like, that's a problem. Like, you don't even realize how, sorry, excuse my language, shitty you feel. Like, you have no
Right.
idea.
Right.
We start gently, we use the water, but honestly, the first colonic is your learning colonic. There's so many things to get used to. In just a minute, I'm going to go over all the moving parts and explain things. But the first one is the first one, and you never have to do the first one again. But you're thinking about it in your head, and you've made the appointment, and everybody's so nervous when they come. By the end of
Yeah.
it, eye-opening experience, and
Mm.
you get to see everything that comes out. The first colonic is good, but if we can talk you into doing 2 or 3 in a 3-week period of time, that is
Mhm.
the ultimate beginning to getting your gut to release. The way I talk about colonics with my clients, it's like the colon is your trash can. That's where all of your waste goes to get eliminated. You have your main organ of elimination, your skin. Second main organ of elimination is your colon. So we wash our skin, we sweat, we know that we need to do things to condition our skin, but we don't think about what's going on deep in the bowels. And
Right.
I think about all day long. I'm highly passionate about
I can tell.
color. People really need to know that there are things you can do to keep it fluid in there, and that's very important.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So that's would you what would you estimate the percentage of Americans who have like leaky gut or gut issues to be? Just if you had to take a guess. The average person. How many out of 10, let's say?
90%.
How many?
90%.
99 out of 10 people you
Yes.
think have gut issues that they don't even know about.
Yes.
Um that
100%. Yes.
Wow. That is like almost everyone.
Very few people have a really fine, high functioning system. Poop is not something we talk about.
Right.
It will come up. Let me tell you, if I bring up what I do in any crowd, everybody's head will turn and they'll be like, oh, I want to talk to you, but it's
Wow.
not, you talk about stuff like this with your people, but it's a hard topic to bring up, especially for men.
That's
But
true.
for how many people really take care of themselves, if you gave that an estimation of Americans, it's not a super high percent. So
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. Wow, 90% of people are walking around with gut issues that they don't
You
even know about.
um
What are some of the dangers of being constipated or having gut issues that are not addressed? Like, what are some of the dangers of those 90% of people walking around? Like, what are some of the symptoms and some of the issues and dangers that they're, prone
well,
to?
we'll talk about issues first. Low energy, foggy brain. I always say if you're clogged, you're fogged. Like you're not thinking clearly if you've got waste that's not getting removed out of your body. Thing Your body puts all of the waste into your gut to get rid of into your colon, and if it's not going out of your body, it actually starts to break down and recirculate. So I actually read an interesting study last week about fibroids and how associated fibroids are with constipation, because the hormones, your body dumps everything into your colon, it sums it up into a stool, and then your body's supposed to be moving it out, but when it's not moving it out, it's breaking down those old hormones that your body wanted to get rid of are recycling. So it's
Mm,
recycled. Yeah, that's very interesting.
that's
So
a yeah. That's
is brain fog, low energy, headaches, just general lethargy, not having the motivation to
being
get up.
lethargic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Long-term dangers, I mean, for men, colon, I mean, even women too. I think colon cancer is in the top
Yeah.
five cancers of both. So, especially in the African American
Right.
population, I don't think things, unaddressed diverticulitis, things like
Right.
that, become
Sure.
potentially lethal. Constipation is not going to become lethal, but it's
Right.
absolutely a contributor to negative health. Yeah.
Right. So colon cancer being one of those possible outcomes of having unchecked gut health,
Toxic colon, yes, absolutely.
toxic colons.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so tell us how, like, if someone's walking into the office, what should they do before they even get to the office? Is there like pre-prep? And then once they get there, just kind of walk us through what it all entails, getting set up and having the process done, etc.
Okay, sure. Number one, most important thing is hydration. If you are dehydrated when you come to get your colonic, your body will literally drink water for about 30 minutes until things start to have enough hydration to. It is highly important. I am not one of those you need to drink a gallon of water a day, no matter what size you are. Half your body weight in ounces of water is your minimum. But
That's
not
what
only
I teach them.
water, not only water, living water, healthy water, it makes a difference. So I'm
Right.
no tap water kind of woman. Hydration, and then if you are chronically constipated, if you're one of those people that goes once a week, once every 2 weeks, taking some form of stimulant to get yourself loosened up and prepared is a really good idea. Um,
Okay.
Increasing your fruits and vegetables for the 3 days prior to the colonic, like lots more fresh fiber, really well chewed.
Right.
Um, Another thing we can talk about immediately when the colonic starts, if you're not chewing your food, we'll know it. Like you'll see particles of food coming through. The interesting thing is that our body can break down animal protein easily. We have stomach acid for that. Our teeth have to break down vegetable matter in order to receive nutrients from vegetables. Your
Mm,
We do not produce what's called cellulase to break down cellulose, which is the cell wall of plant fiber. So
plants. Yeah.
well chewed fruits and vegetables, lots of hydration, adding electrolytes is a really great idea, and that will get you prepared. We don't want you to eat a large meal 2 hours prior to your colonic. If your appointment is at 9 a.m. and you're used to breakfast, you can get up and have a bar or a little smoothie. You can have coffee and water, something like that, but don't go eat lunch and then come for your 2 o'clock colonic and expect it to be a comfortable experience. That is not real.
Mm.
So,
What will be a complication? Let's say people are hard headed, like, oh well, I'm just gonna eat because I'm hungry and I'm gonna get my colonic in about an hour. What
nauseous. Not,
nauseous?
yes, nauseous.
Okay.
Your food hits your first pocket, which is your stomach. The
Yep.
colon backs right up to the stomach, and if we're putting water into the colon, increasing the volume there, it pushes up against your stomach, which gives you the feeling of,
Nausea.
better to have digested meals. Let's just start with that.
Okay. So it's
Okay.
better to not eat before you show up for your appointment.
I also don't agree with that because a lot of people have a blood sugar imbalance. So I don't want you to come in here and get lightheaded or not feeling well. So that's why I suggest a banana or a bar, you
Something,
know,
yeah.
and a peanut butter, a little something that's not going
Sure,
to fill you up. But, eating
sure.
breakfast at first watch, potatoes and eggs and whatever else, that's not a good idea prior to a colonic.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we show up. We've drank our water for the last 3 days,
Yeah.
couple of days. We've eaten fruit for the last few days. Maybe we took a stool softener to, loosen up our bowels, a couple of days beforehand. So we show up at the appointment. Then what happens?
All right. Then you come in and you meet us. We're all super friendly, very knowledgeable here. So we try to feel warm when you come in the door. But we would come into the colonic room. That's where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
We use this device is called an angel of water.
Okay.
See right here. Angel of water is like the most high-end colonic device that there is. There's several different types, but this is like the bougie Gwyneth Paltrow style.
I like bougie.
Yeah, this is the one for bougie colonics. It's very easy, user friendly. I
Okay.
might see if I can get my coworker Courtney to come in and be the example of what you look like on the table. But
Okay.
I always start off asking questions. Why are you here? What brought you in? What's going on in your gut? Some people are open right off the bat. Some people have to pry a little bit, but most people didn't just come to get a colonic because they're perfectly healthy and everybody has something to talk about, and I like getting
Right.
in. People.
Right.
So then I explain all the moving parts over here, explain the speculum. This is what we use. They're all single use speculums. The insertion point is just beyond, let's see, my finger right there. So just like the tip of your pinky. And this thing is not very wide at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
So that's
I,
the part that goes into your anus.
yes, yes,
So it's
ma'am.
just a small little piece. Show us the tip again. So not the entire tube, just that small little tip part goes into your anus. Okay.
Yep. Then I hook up all of the tubing and I explain to you that you're going to be relaxed back on this cushion. Your
Mm-hmm.
back is the cushion. Your booty is right here. One leg is on each side of the device. The
Okay.
tubing is already hooked up, and I explained the best ways to get that in there, lubricating the tip, relaxing enough, gently letting it slide in. I explained that if
Okay.
it's painful at all, it's not going in at the right angle. If you need support, I'm happy to help with first timers. We'll figure out how to get it in there. None
Right.
of us do any looking at the body, and we don't actually touch the body. We just guide your body to be able to. We're going to have my lovely assistant Courtney come in and show you what the positioning looks
Hi,
like.
Courtney.
Hey. Courtney is also a colon hydrotherapist, and she's our manager here at Clean Start. So
Nice.
without her pants on, Courtney would
Okay.
be relaxed back with the privacy drape over the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you remove your pants, obviously, and then you
Yeah.
get this cloth to put over to, for modesty.
Yes, that's I'm sorry if I have it just right. Yes. So she's
Okay.
completely full time. We
Okay.
offer lots of nice special editions here, like this gorgeous Megan heating pad. These are really awesome infrared heating.
Nice.
And then we will also give you essential oil therapy if you're interested in that. That's complimentary with us. We can do
Okay.
that on the abdomen or on the wrist just to help ease the session. We give you some stuff to calm down. We put the
Nice.
down on top, and then I explain. I'm going to go ahead and start the water now. We always start it on a lower pressure just to let you get used to it. But when the water
Mhm.
starts coming in, if the tube's adjusted right, you feel it automatically, and it's like, oh gosh, okay, okay. And I'll say, all right, now let's start with the slow breathing. Let's slow
Okay.
through your nose, slow exhale. It's going to build pressure within about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. You are feeling like, oh my goodness, I've got to go to the bathroom. So
Okay.
that you just start pushing, just like you're sitting on a toilet. It's a
Okay.
very awkward beginning, but once you figure it out, the water's coming in, it's filling up your belly, starting to make you feel like you have to go. When you release, everything goes out underneath you and flows out through this view tube, which is what you can see right here.
Okay.
And you're relaxed back on the table. You can see in the mirror what is coming
Okay.
through the tube down here.
Okay. So
Yeah, and then
everything that's passing out of you, you can see it.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can see it. And then once you're comfortable as a client, I say, okay, I can either stay with you or I can go out and give you some privacy. You just let me know. Say, Lexi, get out, or I need you, whichever you need. I'm here for you. And
Yep.
either way, we're coming back into the room every 10 minutes or so, just being sure things are going well for you, offering more water if you need. Right now, the device is off, but typically we keep the water around 100 degrees, give or take a few degrees. So sometimes 90,
Okay.
sometimes 102.
Sure. So
And
close to internal body temperature.
yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the session lasts for about 40, 45, 55 minutes, depending on your needs. When
Mm-hmm.
we're done, we come in and give instructions about how to finish up and clean up. We have a little sprayer to help, rinse your body off and make you feel good before you leave here. Nice
Sure.
warm wipes. We give
Warm.
really,
Did you say warm wipes?
yes, I did. Warm
I love
wipes.
it.
Yep. We have essential oils. This is my favorite to use in the session, called Digest Zen. So
Okay.
did this, but that really helps calm the digestive system, ease bloating and gassiness and pressure. Uh, yeah. So then we instruct you, get up and you go to the restroom afterwards. Gravity does its thing when you're on the toilet. By the time you're done, you go to the front and you're done. It's not like you're going to have the feeling that you need to go to the bathroom for the rest of the day. The
Right.
first colonic can make you feel washed out, like literally, but it's a big experience. But then when you come in for your consecutive colonics, you literally start to feel like you could just walk home. Like you have so much energy, you feel so much
Wow.
light, brighter. And then, things like if you have pretty chronic issues, you meet with me and we go through those things. We talk about what we could do to get the gut balance back, what's most likely going on, what we could do to balance it out. We use, probiotics and different types of. I would like to really get into the antimicrobials and antifungals and help people clear their path. And it's not a quick and immediate process if your issues are chronic, but it's well
Right.
worth the work to not suffer. And a lot of people say, well, I'll just go to my doctor. And I said, well, okay, that's fine. But your doctor is going to tell you that you have IBS. And this is not,
Right.
go to your doctor. Go to your doctor if you have serious issues.
Right.
But also, the GI doctors don't talk about digestive function. Maybe you have low stomach acid. Most adults do. Our life is stressful. If you get me talking
Right.
about digestion, listening, we could do a whole nother podcast or a meeting on the digestive process, because
Yeah.
nobody talks about that stuff. But we need
Nobody talks about it.
yeah, we need to understand how eating in a stressful state of mind affects the way our body digests the food.
Right.
It's how is it not connected? Of course it is. We just don't
It's
think about
we don't think about it. That's very
it. Insight.
helpful information. Yeah, it's very insightful, and it's really on point with what I think about the healthcare system overall. I've worked in healthcare my entire professional career on the operational leadership side, making a lot of the rules and guidelines and things like that for the doctors and nurses to follow. But I agree that going to even a specialist like a GI gastroenterologist about something, you go there and you say, I don't know what's wrong, because that's why you're at the doctor. My stomach hurts all the time and I'm having these issues. And you're exactly right. They give you some catch-all, and say that you have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. When
Or
instead of drilling down, were you going to say something? Were you trying to say something?
antacids. It is an epidemic in this country.
Hmm.
Everybody antipropofol or Zantac,
Right.
something that inhibit the digestive process. So,
Right.
I like to tell people you are not a lemon. God did not make everybody with too much stomach acid. That's not enough digestive power. And our food
You're
sits.
coming in and out. You're going in and out.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm still here.
That's okay. We can
Uh,
we can catch most of what you're saying though. But
yes,
what you were saying, what, we're not lemons?
we're not lemons. No, your body is not a lemon. Your body is it's a miracle. Digestion is a miracle. We just have to know what to do to support it.
Yep.
That's
I
life.
absolutely agree. Um these doctors' offices with these catch-alls like COPD, right?
Yeah.
They you go to the doctor and say I'm not breathing well, or whatever, and they diagnose you with COPD, which again is another catch-all phrase. But you really do need someone like a whiz, like you are, a gut health whiz, as you have dubbed yourself, to really drill down for real. Let me tell you something. First of all, doctors only have a certain amount of time in their office to treat you. I don't know if people know this or not, but this is why your doctor rushes in, zooms out. They have like 10 minutes, to talk to. That's not enough time to tell someone, what's wrong with you and for them to assess what's really wrong with you. So you get grouped into these groups of, oh, you must have this because these are the symptoms. You must have this, but you really do need someone to work with you one-on-one without boundaries of time to drill
Yes.
down into what's truly specifically wrong with you on a personal level, not what you're presenting as other groups presenting as,
Yeah.
and so it must be this. So
Yeah.
that's my stance too on healthcare. And so I appreciate people like you who come on and who are specialists in a certain area and know all the ins and outs and have the tools, abilities, etc., to really help people who are suffering from issues like gut health. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Hmm.
Talk about environment with the COPD thing. Like, is there mold in your house? Like, that is no, but they just, there's a pill for that. How I've learned to think about the medical system is all doctors are trained to sell the drugs.
Yep.
Period. Not talking about
Oh
the
yeah.
dysfunction. Let's talk about the fact that you only drink coffee until 5 o'clock and then you eat your food and you feel like crap. Well, we'll
Yeah.
just an acid because you're drinking so much coffee. Like, no. If you want, it's not going to be an easy one pill fix, but also like
Right.
you can get it back. So
Right.
many steps and you can get it back.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. I absolutely agree. So what's the cost for this procedure?
We are at $95 for the session right now. We sell
Mhm.
packages. If you get 2 and 3 up to 10 at a time, then the price, gets a little bit more package friendly. But in Atlanta, that's extremely fair. In other states like New York, colonics are about $150 to $175.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, we're a little cheaper in every area right now, and to be in Buckhead and have such a beautiful brand new facility, it's amazing. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
a gorgeous facility.
Yeah, it looks nice, and I love that you guys have the high end, technology and all that stuff to do this process. So, you guys ask any questions that you all would like in the comments. I'll have to go up to see what some of the questions are. Some of the questions are, how often should this be done? I know you talked about like follow up and subsequent visits. Like, how often do you recommend this procedure to be done after the first visit?
Well, that's different for every person. So if someone comes in and they tell me that they have a bowel movement every day, they're not really sure what's going on, they're feeling sluggish, then I say, let's start with the 3 sessions. See how you feel after that, and if you feel like this is something you need to keep up with, then you can do that. Now, someone else who comes in and says, I only go twice a month, once a month, you can't do it colonics. You cannot mess your body up doing colonics. Mark my words, there's no danger in doing colonics. It is
Okay.
putting water in your mouth and spitting the water back out. Like your tissue in your mouth is the same as your tissue at the bottom of your anus. You're not going to it with rinsing it out. You're not going to wash out your good bacteria. Your good bacteria does not live in your poop. Your good bacteria is made in your cell walls of your own body, and your body is producing billions of new cells and new beneficial bacteria a day. So
Right.
it's case by case dependent. Some people come to us when we have a once a month program. Our program is for once a month. We have thousands of clients in Atlanta that come once a month just to feel good, to feel better.
Yeah. To
Yeah,
get the bloating down, the gassiness down, to get the waste out, to get your energy back. Wow, that
yeah.
is phenomenal. Someone wanted to know if it's covered by insurance.
Typically not. No, we can do HSA, but it's one
So
of those that GI doctors would tell you, oh, that's dangerous. Don't do that. It's not as dangerous as antacids. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
so we talked about this the other day, HSA healthcare spending account. Um So someone had asked this question the other day, like, hey, can we use our HSA account or card? And I said it really just depends on the administrator for the HSA company and the rules and the guidelines. So you guys are HSA approved?
Yes. Hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
We're in the
Awesome. That's awesome.
now.
Um we talked about that WC Cook at the beginning. You must be just joining, so you can go back to and replay this video later. They wanted to know your background, blah 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 blah. Let's see. So the estimated cost is about $95. Someone said, is there a correlation between decrease in colon cancer rates and colonics?
I can't speak to that. No, I can't speak
Okay.
to that. Cancer is deep. Can't I'm also a practitioner that believes everything has an energetic connection, an emotional connection, and the physical. We only think about our physical bodies, but we don't think about the energetic body, which has everything to do with all sickness and illness. So
Right.
I mean, no, I can't say that it helps reduce the chance of colon cancer, but if constipation and bowel issues are something you deal with, you definitely want to see someone like me, a functional practitioner. You want to
Right.
be up on your colon health game. But
Right.
yeah,
But that's a great question, Ashley. And I don't even know that they would do studies on the correlation between colon hydrotherapy or colonics and how it could possibly decrease your chances of colon cancer. Because honestly, the hospitals, the doctors, and the pharmacies are all in bed together. All right.
yeah,
So
they're
talking
not
about a
studies.
natural path of cleansing your colon wouldn't be conducive to them selling you medication and all the treatment and the money that's involved in the treatment. They're not
It's
interested
unfortunate.
necessarily in a cure as much as they are treatment, because that's where the money is. So,
It's
but
unfortunate.
that's a great question, Ashley. Thanks for asking it. Miss Mitchell said, I assume the drugstore enema is not doing a good job.
No, no, no. The an enema, you can have a quart bag size enema, and I love enemas. I love to do home treatments. I love to do specialty enemas and things like that. But the beauty of a colonic is that it's a 45 to 55-minute session of a steady stream of water in and out. There's no getting up, refilling the bag. There's no standing up to get to your toilet. It's an all-in-one. You can't compare an enema to a colonic. No. Same
Okay.
idea, but then enema is only going to get to that like sigmoid lower area of your colon. It's not going to
Right.
get up your transverse colon, possibly into
Right.
the colon.
Right. Okay. So Miss Oliver said, hello. I recently read an article that said eczema was related to gut health. Any truth to this?
Yes, 100,000%. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So eczema is I would say always an issue with leaky gut. So eczema is toxins that are allowed to escape the system. They just find a place in your body and they start to manifest on the outside of your skin. I have helped a client through completely ridding their body of eczema with getting the leaky gut sealed up and taken care of.
Wow.
I do food sensitivity testing and stool testing as well. So we did the stool testing, we did the food sensitivities. He's a white male in his upper 40s, but he had issues with dairy and he showed strong reaction to corn. So we rid the diet for 6 months completely of both of those things. We put in lots of nutrients and supplements. He went from chronic diarrhea for 20 years to
Wow.
perfectly healthy stools once a day. Yeah. And
Wow.
had eczema on all of his fingers. He was an avid golfer. So he no
Mm.
longer he still is like, Lexi, you absolutely saved my life. Like I can play golf now. I can poop normally now. You're a
Wow.
miracle. Yeah.
Wow.
Children are
Thank
born,
you.
but they're born with gut as well.
They're
Usually
born
eczema.
with what? You cut out a little bit.
I was saying that even when children are born with eczema, it's a gut issue that they're born with. We're born with the
Mm.
body of our mother when they're pregnant with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's very helpful. Thank you for asking that question, Janice. That was great. And thank you, Lexi, for sharing your experience with curing that. Let's see. Someone said, "Do you recommend this for an 83-year-old female?"
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I have eczema and I stay away from dairy. It's colon hydrotherapy, similar to a water soluble or barium enema procedure done in the medical industry.
No, this is a relaxing treatment that uses warm water just to rinse the colon out. With that, if I remember, I've had one of those when I was born with gut health issues as well. But I
Mhm.
think that's where you drink the stuff and then they watch it go through your digestive system.
Yes. Uh-huh. Usually barium. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty toxic process. And they're looking for anything that might be in the way and
Sure.
obstructing.
Yeah.
Again, basics of digestion. What state of mind are you eating in? Do you have the proper enzymes? Is your stomach acid healthy? We tone up all of those things. We get the body. It's like plumbing. You got to get the clog out and get things
Yeah.
moving.
So keep things moving. I can't wait to get my session with you because I'm yeah, I'd like to do that. Hello, I have had the gastric sleeve done 3.5 years ago and eat very little. Should I still consider getting this procedure done? Thank you for your time and expertise.
Oh, you're welcome. You may. There's nothing wrong with getting it. Gastric sleeve is very far away from where the colon is, where we would do the work with the water.
Sure.
So, on your experience, we could definitely talk about how to get your digestion more primed so that you could eat a little bit more food and, break.
Oh, that's a good one. Because
We,
people with the gastric sleeve, they can only eat, little bits of food. So you're saying that if you cleanse your colon with this, hydrotherapy for the colon, that you could possibly eat a little bit more if you've had the sleeve.
well, I more about like adding in supplemental stomach acid and digestive enzymes, possibly some supplemental bile. That's something a lot of people are missing. Doctors give you the, oh, you don't need your gallbladder, let's just take it out speech, but then you end up with no stored bile to actually break down fats, which in the long run
Right.
is it's going to affect your brain health. Absolutely going to affect your
Right.
bone, your brain health. So
Right.
getting that order, even if you're only eating small amounts of food, would be the first thing I would say. But doing a colonic, it makes everybody feel better. Like getting a colonic doesn't make anybody feel worse. It makes everybody feel better.
That's good. Thank you for that. Let's see. Does this procedure flush the upper and lower colon?
Well, the colon, if you look at the picture behind you, you've got the ascending colon on the right side of the body, comes up, goes across
Mm-hmm.
the colon, goes down the descending colon. So if upper colon is what you mean by the transverse colon, then yes, we can get the water all the way up there. It's going to take a few sessions, but the bowels are separated by the ileocecal valve, which is at the bottom of the left side of your body. Sorry, the right side of your body. So
Right.
the water will never enter your small intestine because there's a
Right.
one valve right there. So
Correct.
only large intestine, upper. People say upper and lower, but I don't really ever know what they mean by that. I think of small intestine versus large intestine, and just the large
Yeah.
intestine.
Yeah, because the large intestines is where your food is dehydrated in. All right.
Yes, yes.
So your smaller intestines is where the food enters, and your larger intestines is where it's passed through, and water is extracted from the food and the waste in your colon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So the part where your food is processed and stored, etc., is the part that gets cleaned out through hydro therapy for your colon.
The way, yeah,
Um, is that
what your
right?
body
Okay.
wants. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. So I want to be respectful of your time. So, what about after the procedure is done? Like, is there anything that you need to do when you go home? Will you poop? Will you diarrhea for, a short period of time? Will your bowels return to somewhat a state of normalcy? Like, what to expect afterwards?
So after the first colonic, like I said, you might feel a little bit washed out, like you kind of want to go rest. I would suggest having the rest of the day off or doing it on a day when you don't have a heavy workload or, not much
Hmm.
expected of you. Um,
Okay.
Eating, I advise to eat gently cooked foods or soups. Now we're in the colder months, so I don't say smoothie through the winter. I like to keep the food that we're eating in balance with the season that we're in. So I would say having a homemade soup on hand or going somewhere like Vietnamese pho or pho, however you say it.
Uh-huh.
Or foods are the best thing. A cold raw salad right after a colonic could cause some like digestive upset just in the form of like gassiness and your body's just not ready. Raw
Yeah.
vegetables, I know a lot of people out there who do not agree with this, but I wholeheartedly believe raw vegetables are kind of hard on our body. Like I said, you've got to use your teeth to break them down or you don't get those nutrients. So easy to digest, smooth foods, cooked, easy to digest things or what
Okay.
suggested being able to have some time to kind of assess what happened. You're going to feel okay. You're going to feel better than you did when you walked in the door for your very first colonic. But
Right.
um, it's going to be enlightening. You're going to have a lot to think about. You're going to have seen a lot of stuff come out of your body that you weren't expecting. Um,
Ooh,
yeah,
I can't wait.
yeah.
I'm gonna circle back and make
Yeah,
I
I
want to make
always
an appointment.
tell you can get back in here for 2 more in the next 2 weeks. That is the best thing to do. Try not to let more than 5 days go between. Then,
Mm,
plus, like you said, the colon is where we dehydrate the waste. Your body's making it into stool so it can pass out of your body. If it's
right.
not passing out of the body, we just got it nice and hydrated. We come back in here with water 4 or 5 days later, max, and it's just like,
Completely cleanse out.
well, not
That
completely. Can't
not
say
completely. What percentage would you say is it's cleansed out after like 3 sessions?
you just never know. I wish that I could see through the
It
body.
depends.
Sadly, I could watch like a colonoscopy and a colonic at the same time, so I could know. I'm very sciencey. I want to know what's happening, but we don't know. We don't. You don't understand how much waste your body can be holding.
Right.
And I tell you, the smallest frame women with flat tummies will come in here and poop for 45 minutes straight, and I can't understand why
Wow.
or where it is or how, but
Where's being stored? Why aren't you bloated? Why is your
yeah.
stomach not bulging out? Where are you hiding this waste?
Well, so
That's
the truth
funny.
that picture behind you, that's what all anatomy pictures of colons look like, but your colon does not look like that.
Right.
Everybody has a place that's, swollen and holding on in like one of the corners. It's
Right.
not perfectly put in place with your transverse going straight across and your descending colon straight down. It's not like that in real life. That's
Right.
just an estimated view of what it's like in there.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's so different. It just really is case by case dependent.
Yep. We'll take one more. Karen, she said it's recommended, you know, at least what, a few times a year.
Well, if you have a pretty normal functioning system, then we say yes, once or twice a year to do a series of 3. One is good, but I'm telling you, if you book another one immediately after the first one, you will be amazed. That is never not true. It is always true. So,
Mm.
a session of 3 twice a year is an excellent health maintenance program. I would say if you have colon cancer, any colon disease in your family, it would be a
Mhm.
step that would absolutely be beneficial for your health, in
Right.
helping your body be, more defensive against anything that might come up.
Yeah. Someone said you're very, very knowledgeable.
Oh, hey,
And you're not even a nurse.
no,
Yeah.
I
So
was, well, then I don't believe in any of that. Actually, I would
you
not want to
what?
be,
You cut out. You
I,
said what?
I said I was going to go to nursing school. Actually, I did all the prerequisite work, but then I realized that I would not give people medication I don't believe in. I would fight it tooth and nail. I would say, no, what you need to do,
Right. Yes.
supplement. You need to get your body retoned. We don't need to null out your stomach acid. We need to boost up your
Right.
digestive power.
Wow. I love
I'm
it.
a believer in function,
Yes. Yes. I appreciate that. Listen, thank you so much for coming on. You guys follow her on Instagram. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It's Lexi D underscore N like Nancy, T like Tom, P as in Paul on Instagram. Make sure you're following her. She's a holistic gut healer. She's not going to send you to the pharmacy to go and get a stool softener or an acid reducer or whatever. She's going to work with you to talk about exactly what it is that you need to heal your gut naturally, not with Western medicine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is her Instagram. Please make sure you follow her for tips, tricks, and health. She's also thinking about coming out with a podcast, which I think would be great. Probably toward the beginning of next year sometime. I think she has a wealth of information to share with us on gut health. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, make sure that you follow her on Instagram, scrolling across the bottom of the screen for the information on where they're located. So the name of this facility is called Clean Start Cleansing. This is the Buckhead location where Lexi is. It's in the Miami Circle, okay, here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're in Georgia and you would like to have this procedure done, definitely head over there. I'll circle back with them to talk about if we can get like a discount code or something if you're one of the teammates and you want to go there, maybe 10% off or something like that. I'll circle back with you guys. But for now, they are very reasonably priced considering the technology that they use and that they've invested in, and the aesthetics of the place. It looks very nice. So make sure that you head over to Clean Start Cleansing, Buckhead location, Miami Circle, if you want to get a colonic done. I'll be there next week for sure. So any final words?
Yeah, I would like to add in that I am the therapist here that will treat children. I have a special needs autistic girl that has gotten enormous relief, and we're with her mother and I, calming enough to get her into a state where she would allow this to happen. And then I also see, people that have special needs like wheelchairs, walkers, the elderly. So, you don't have to be able to walk in here all on your own. If you have people in your life that need a little bit of extra support, I'm a great therapist to seek out for that.
Awesome, awesome. They're thanking you in the comments. They said extremely informative live. Thank you so much for the information. Awesome. So I know you have to scoot, but thank you so much for taking time to come on. Very informative, and I will circle back with you to follow up on some treatments for
Beautiful.
myself. All right. Thank you, Lexi. Have a good one. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all heard it. I mean, this is important. Gut health is very important to your overall health, extremely important. And going to doctors is not always a fix. Again, for the reasons that I talked about 10 minutes ago. Lumping you into different classes based off of your presenting symptoms, et cetera, et cetera. But actually sitting down with someone who is willing to go into your personal health history and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and help you heal your gut. Everything that we need healing from that we suffer from naturally, the answers are in nature. All right. The answers are, and I'm not talking about man made diseases like HIV. I'm talking about things that naturally go wrong with your body. Gut health. You just heard her say a lot of people are born with, leaky gut syndrome, which is a real thing, or, improper gut health, or poor gut health. And I mean, from a baby, because the mom has poor gut health. So, working with someone who is balanced on that subject and well versed on that subject and has the time more than 10 minutes, because that's the most time that we allot doctors to to get in and work with the patients, and that's just simply not enough time. And I hear from doctors all the time, it's not enough time. And then they're rushed and they're hurried, and that affects the customer service piece of it too, right? Because people don't feel like they got enough time with their doctor, and the medicine that they was prescribed was not enough, or wasn't accurate, or you have to go back because it didn't work, or blah 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 blah, whatever. Yeah, your gut health is super important. So many things wrong with us that can be healed by getting your gut in check. All right. And this is a great way to get the gut in check. So Margaret said, thank you. I'm going to look for a facility in my area in Cleveland, Ohio. So informative. Awesome. Will you keep the post up? I never take my post down. Yes, it'll definitely be up. Hi, Miss Lot Nandy. You just keep blowing crook and took so-called content pages out the water. You bring informative, much needed insights to your viewers. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. Somebody asked the other day, are crook and took the only thing you talk about? No, we talk about a plethora of things, all right? And things that I can't speak intelligently on because I don't have the background, skill set, or experience. I'll bring a professional on. I mean, that's what we've always done. Y'all saw the insurance professional come on and tell us about Carmen and her so-called stolen car, and I brought a professional insurance analyst on to chop it up with us, to tell us, to break it all down, what happens when a car is stolen, because Carmen was lying, talking about, I get to keep it if I want to, or I could give it back to the insurance company. No, so she broke it all down for over an hour or so. and all the other professionals we brought on, the dental professionals, and people, places, things. I love healthcare, I love science, and I love technology. So but I don't know everything. So if I don't know something, it's always been my practice to bring someone on who does. So I'm glad that you all found this very informative and very helpful. Make sure that you go to Clean Start Cleansing in Buckhead if you're in the Georgia. If you're in Georgia, most especially if you're in the Atlanta area, check them out. I mean, the facility, you saw, it's beautiful. It's state of the art, super clean. Lexi was extremely helpful, knowledgeable, kind, and I'm gonna let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. We had the reason that we started late is because, and I won't name the facility, I'm not going to do anything dirty like that, but there was actually another facility that was supposed to come on today at 11:30, and I called them and they were out and running around and driving and doing different things, and they weren't able to get on. And or maybe, I guess maybe later in the day, I don't know, but I called Clean Start Cleansing in Buckhead where Lexi is, and I let them know, listen, I'm in a bit of a crunch. I had someone who was coming onto our platform to talk about colon hydrotherapy, and I can't get them. This was, I mean, and I said, would you mind coming onto the platform? This would be a great way to heighten brand awareness. And I also looked at your page, and top reviews. They have nothing but 5-star reviews from tons of people. And I talked to them and they said, sure, we'll come on. And they were very flexible. So they came right on. You saw Lexi was obviously camera ready, and able to speak intelligently and on the spot and on a whim about what she does, what she loves to do, which is colon hydrotherapy and just overall holistic wellness. So I'm very grateful to them for being flexible and filling that spot, because I could have come on and said, all right, we're not having it today. Sorry, the place that was supposed to come on, they flaked out or whatever it may be. I'm not going to tell y'all the place, but I wanted to bring this information to you because you all seem very interested in it when we were on live the other day talking about the different things that we talk about. And one of them was gut health and colonics and etc. So very grateful to them for making the time to come on and engage with us and show us around their facility. They actually showed us also the little the tip of the little device, that tube is what I'm thinking of. The tip of the tube. It doesn't go all the way up your anus for people like, oh, that's going to be uncomfortable. It's just a small little tip that goes at the opening of your anus, and right inside, and they give you oils and stuff, and that's it. So very helpful to see that and see what the process looks like, and what the prep process is like as well, and then the aftercare. So I hope that you all got something. It was meant to be. It was meant to be, Jackie, because Lexi did a phenomenal job. She didn't even have time to practice anything. But when you know your craft, come on, can we talk? Can we keep it real? Can we keep it a buck right now? When you know your craft, whatever it may be, you're able to speak on it and about it intelligently without any rehearsal. So that's why I say Took calls herself a nurse, but she's calling medical procedures and things that were extracted from her body things when they went in to take out the things, sweethearts. The things that they operated on. A nurse doesn't talk like that. No nurses that I know. I'd fire a nurse if she talked to me or around me like that. But when you know what you're talking about and what you're doing, it flows effortlessly and easily, and you don't have to make up things and stutter, uttering, and muttering. Lexi didn't stutter, utter, or mutter at any time. So, let's see. Things happen for a reason, definitely, because she was awesome. Let's see. But she repeated some of the stuff you explained, so you were on top of it. I don't speak about things on this page that I don't know about firsthand, personally, through education, training, or experience. I don't do it. If I don't know about it, I'm gonna bring somebody on. That's what we always done, and that's what we did today. But yes, the things that I've spoke about before, she did let y'all know that it's right on point. Let's see. Great segment. Thank you. Awesome. Hi, Miss Francis. Thank you for sharing such important and interesting information. So much added value. Blessings and peace in your life. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Infested. Yeah, that's what she said. The infested things that they remove from my thing and the thingamajittas and sweetheart, don't worry about it. Don't worry about those things. But I'm sure Tay can handle many large tips in her rectum. Oh my God. The things that were infected with the things. That's how she was talking as a so called nurse trying to get her master's degree in nursing. I mean, just terrible. Hi, Timothy said, I love it here. This group is awesome. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much. Please make sure that you share this video. This video could save someone's life. All right. Even though we don't know, we healthcare professionals, practitioners, I'm not a practitioner. I'm, again, on the operational leadership side of healthcare. But I work in healthcare. Nonetheless, I definitely help to move healthcare forward. That's part of my job in a progressive way, in a more sustainable way. All that stuff. The things that we don't, what was I going to say? You guys made me forget. This group is awesome. I was going to say, I don't know. I don't remember. I have so many things going on in my mind right now. But thank you for that comment, Timothy. I appreciate it. Coach, to be honest, I've never heard of this procedure. We are in need of this info throughout our race. Thank you. Oh, I know what I was going to say about the correlation between colon cancer and colon hydrotherapy, which is a fancy term for colonics, right? Which we just heard about from Lexi. I can tell you this. A cleaner, because as you heard her say, you're never going to get everything out your colon unless you go up in there with a scrub brush, and that's not a procedure that I know of. A cleaner, healthier colon has to be conducive to, staying clear of colon cancer, right? I could see how a bogged down, unchecked, unhealthy gut with all that, the toxins and waste and everything else, rotting food in your gut can, of course, lead to something like colon cancer, obviously. So this is a great way, even though they're not that I know of. I'd have to go through my clinical sources and see if there have been any like substantial studies on empirical studies on the correlation between getting your colon cleaned out and colon cancer. But it can't help. It can't hurt. I can tell you that. A healthier, cleaner colon, yeah, it definitely can't hurt. But a dirty one can hurt. So, and I can see how that could lead to something like colon cancer. Let's see. You're the best. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. This was great, Nandy. More of it. This is our clinic corner. We've had clinic corner since I started this page. Y'all hear me? Y'all, it's even on our disclaimer. Here it is here. The Hold Harmless is for our clinic corner. So this has always been around. We had the dental place on to do the clinic corner. I was working on getting a nurse practitioner to come on and talk to us, engage us about different things, maybe once a quarter. Then I got busy with so many other things. But now I have more time to dedicate to our, some of the things that you guys want me to talk about, our restaurant runs, our clinic corners, and things like that. So, oh, and of course, the orders, the bags and stuff like that. I'm almost caught up on my orders. And when I'm not online, I'm making bag orders. I'm catching them up. I'm reaching out to vendors for things that were on back order, or issuing you partial credits for things that haven't come in yet that's been holding up your bag. So, if you ordered a bag from me and you haven't gotten it, you will get it. Most people have gotten their bags, but there's usually probably some issue, some reason with a vendor, like we had with the pajama vendor, that you didn't get it. But I have time now to actually work through and resolve those issues. So thank you guys for your continued patience with me on that. I really definitely do appreciate it. Those of you who got your bags, you're in the travel lounge, you show your bags off all the time. You love them, you're traveling with them, and you're enjoying the sweet life with your bags. And I appreciate you for that. Darlene McIntosh Carter. Hey, Nandy, you're the goat. I digest per crook. Actually, digest would be, would be a nice pun to put in there right now, since we're talking about the digestive system and how it's important to have a healthy digestive system. That's funny. As women, we should definitely introduce this procedure into the men in our lives. Men are, you know how that is. You heard what she said about it too. Men are not just, they're not the ones knocking at the door at these places. But you're absolutely right. This is something that we should introduce into, and it's so cost effective. I'm going to work to see if I can get a code for you guys, so that you can save a little bit of money, and I'll post whatever that code is up here in our group, if I get that. But I will be out there next week getting a suite of services, a host of services, and I'll be taking you guys along with me so you can see what the process is actually like in real time. So let's see here. Thank you, Nandy. You're so welcome. Our men are fickle. You ain't lying. I can't stand a fickle person. Some sources believe that autism begins in the guts. I mean, don't even get me started on that. Life and death begins in the gut, period. All right. I should do a podcast on that and invite Lexi onto it. Life and death begins in the gut. Your gut, your colon, your intestines is where your body extracts nutrients from food, vitamins from food, the energy that you get from food that feeds your cells. That's done in your guts. And if there are things delaying that process in your gut, if there are things you're constipated, or your gut, you're having gut issues. She said 90% of people, that's 9 out of 10, have gut issues. Unknown, most of us. But if your gut is not working properly and the toxins are being released from the rotted foods and the different things, and that we eat, or it's left over because it wasn't processed, and it's being recycled back into your system, into your bloodstream, as she said, as she confirmed, that is a problem that causes all kinds of problems. And I could see how autism would be one of them. Definitely. Let's see. Most of our men are fickle. Probably most of our problems come from the gut, from gut issues, unchecked gut issues. So, thank you, Nandy. You're welcome. Miss Alva Moore said, Miss Nandy, can you bring someone on to talk about breast cancer? Yeah, I can do that. I lost my mother and 2 sisters. One of my sisters passed 1 month ago. Thank you. Yeah, I can do that. Let me write it down. In our private group, I know, Miss Alva, I think you're in it. I'll start a post for things that you guys want me to bring onto our Clinic Corner segment. Again, we've been doing this from day one. You can see it right up here on our disclaimer, hold harmless. So that's for the Clinic Corner. But we'll be doing more of these since, I have more time on my hands to chase down different practitioners and such. Let me see. Mother and 2 sisters of my sister passed. So breast cancer. Yeah, we can talk about that, the importance of getting checked, and all that stuff. Breast cancer can be lurking in any of us at any time, even with the self-checks that we do. It's a very, very invasive thing. It gets into our lymph nodes, and our lymph nodes carry lymph and other things throughout our bodies, like a highway, like a jumble of highways. That's how lymph travels, and other things. Not things. Let me be specific. Lymph travels through our body, and that's how disease is spread, or et cetera, et cetera. Invasive things like cancer, et cetera, especially breast cancer. Once it gets into your lymph nodes, and gets down into your bones, it's a very invasive, extremely invasive thing. So that's why people have it, and then they, get treated for it. They get chemo, they get their breast removed, and it still comes back. When we were talking about when Tay, had that whole thing about she had cancer gate, okay, as we called it here. When Tay was talking about cancer gate, that's why so many people were so mad, because it's like either you had it and you can speak intelligently too, not calling things, not saying things, but calling a thing a thing. You can really speak intelligently too, what's going on, what happened in your cancer journey. Um, so anyway, people were really coming out of the woodwork in the comments talking about their cancer journey, their mom's journey, their sister's journey, friends, how they had their breasts removed. They had, intensive chemotherapy treatment. They were on different pills, etc. And it still came back because cancer is invasive, right? You can treat what you can see, but what you can't see, you can't treat. Or just a few cancer cells lingering in your lymph nodes can definitely what's called metastasize, which just means is a fancy name for spread. Those few cancer cells left behind can metastasize, spread throughout your body, and it's back. So we'll bring someone on to talk about it, at another time, etc. I'm a 13-year survivor of breast cancer. Awesome. That is amazing. Hi, Tanja. That's amazing, Miss Juanita Brown. Miss Dorsey said, I have 2 trips coming up. Can't wait to use my bag. Miss Booker said, to purchase your bags and Instabraid units, this is where you go. Listen, guys, right now, let me take this dusty ass ankle down. Right now it's the middle of the day. I know most people are at work, at school, etc., etc. I usually don't come on this early in the day, but I expect lots of replays after we're done with the live. Make sure that you share this live, please, that you hit the like, the heart, the smiley face, the huggy emoji, etc. This live could save someone's life. All right, this is a bit different than the usual heckling and jeckling that we do of the 2 charlatans. All right, this is a very important, informative live, and we had a credible person on to help us in our gut journey. So, all right, but I will be on later to talk about that lion forehead heifer. I will be on later to kick it with you guys so we can talk about the latest crook and took stuff and all that jazz. Their anniversary, so-called honeymoon or whatever is coming up. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Listen, this unit that I have on is one of my braid units. And when I come on later, I'll give you guys a discount code for it. Now we have, you can split your payments up for your bags now. Again, I didn't have time. I was so behind on my bag orders, you guys. And again, still got a little bit of a catch up to do. But now we have where you can split your payments. So if you go onto the website to make a payment, you'll have the option to split your payment in, I think it's four payments. You can do that for the Instabraid units too. So not just the bags. All right. So I didn't want to introduce this super early because I was so backed up, and I know lots more orders will come in now that you guys are able to split those payments up. And I just didn't want all those orders and be further behind because, people always got something to say. Not y'all, the purchasers. I mean, some purchasers too, because they can be messy. But people got something to say. They have no idea what it means to run a business or a budding empire. They have no idea. They just know somebody said they ain't get their bag. So, you know what I'm saying? And or whatever. And people want to run with that. But as one person building an empire, it's a lot of work, especially when you work full time. So I have more time now to dedicate to that craft. And now, so I went ahead and released the payments so that you guys can get your orders in for the my niece in Atlanta looking for work. If you need help with the bag orders, she's a CAU graduate. Okay, send me a message on that, please. I would appreciate it. So make sure that you took in crook words out of context. Make sure today's Veterans Day. Is that today? I guess so. I think a lot of things are closed on Monday though. Make sure that you go over to our website. Let me put it on the bottom of the screen right quick. It is www.hotelsweetlife.com. Let me put this one up actually. Go over there and buy your Instabraid unit. I've had people purchasing these for Christmas. The orders are coming in for these braid units. They're fully customizable. You saw me wear the beautiful brown one the other day. I'm making one for somebody right now that's yaki hair. So they can it's human yaki hair, so they can curl it and do so many things to a diet if they want to. And you always look like your hair is done. Always. This was helpful today because I was doing a lot with the bag orders, making calls and stuff this morning. And I'm like, oh shit, I have to get ready for my 11 o'clock for you guys for the gut health thing. And guess what? I just threw my unit on, and you'd be none the wiser. People are buying these for birthdays, Christmas gifts. Right now, they're on sale for $85 and free shipping. The shipping by itself is $10. I know I've been shipping them out, so that's free right now. So make sure that you go and cop one or two or three for the ladies in your lives, and definitely make sure that you cop one of the bags, the travel bags. I'm going to do a discount on the travel bags a little bit later today. Bags are amazing. Okay. Everything in them that you need for your travels: robe, slippers, pajama, electronic toothbrush, eye mask, toiletries, everything. The bags are fire and people are really enjoying them and posting their travel stories. So I'll have some of those too when we come live later so you guys can see people traveling with their bags, with their Sweet Life bags. All right. And for the people who already ordered their units, they've been mailed out. I mail the units out. I said actually I was going to be mailing them out on Mondays, but I'm actually going to be mailing them out on Tuesday. So if you order your unit by Thursday of every week, you'll get your order will ship out by Monday. All right. So I've already shipped out batches, 2 batches of the braids. And when you guys get them, make sure you get in the comments and let people know what's up. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. This is a special daylight edition of Mandy After Dark. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you all on the next episode of Mandy After Dark. Love you guys. Bye.